right, Fantasy Bros, welcome back to the Fantasy Football Astrology channel. Here we are, guys. I want to get this one out to you quick because, time is of the essence, right? Waiver picks have already gone. Now we're kind of sitting there looking at trade options. And, guys, there still might be some waiver wire help. I wanted to break down the San Francisco 49ers. But before I get into that, we're going to be talking about a little bit of... We're going to be talking about, hey, Cooper Kupp, let's celebrate our wins, guys. I told you guys, Cooper Kupp was perfect astrology with Stafford, and now he's going off, and we'll continue to see if this pattern emerges. We're always curious about the patterns more than we are solidified, right? We want to study, learn, and approach things from probabilities, not certainties, but hey, there it is, guys. Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford are hooking up big time. I'm happy to see that recommendation playing out. I'm happy to see my Tony Pollard buy low is already paying out, as well as my Derrick Henry and Aaron Jones calls. Guys, I hope you took advantage of all those calls on the channel. But if not, hey, we're just going to keep going. What's the next best thing, guys? Here we are. San Francisco 49ers running back situation. We know San Francisco is a team that loves to run the ball. They run the ball really well. So if there's even a sliver of hope with some of these new running backs, we want to know what it is, okay, guys? So here's my board. This is the I'll put astrology on every single player's name. Helps us to get a little bit deeper of an analysis about what's going on and to identify different patterns. Here's a fun one I just thought was really neat. Jermichael Hasty, Duke Johnson Jr., Devin Singletary. Okay, these are all Virgos. These are all these small, shifty backs, right? They all have that type of very shifty articulation, which makes a lot of sense for a mutable sign, okay? Mutable signs are quite shifty in how they do things. So I thought that was kind of funny. There's a few other patterns I want to point out here as far as astrology goes. Trey Sermon as an Aquarius, as an air sign, wants to put out the fire of the Sagittarius. So it's a fixed and wants to move towards Sagittarius. Sagittarius, as a mutable, wants to get away from that fixed. Okay, so that's what's been happening. Kyle Shanahan has been moving away from Trey Sermon and into Elijah Mitchell. Fire wants to move into earth, okay? And so there it is, Elijah Mitchell. Of course, he's quite a fast back. Is Kyle Shanahan really honoring speed over power in this? You have to kind of wonder what's going on. And so trying to identify that pattern doesn't make a lot of sense because Jermichael Hasty has a lot of speed as well, and he hasn't been using him. So, guys, there are a lot of new running backs in the environment, okay? They have signed a guy. Pay very close attention to this Jacques Patrick guy. He prototypes a bit like a LeGarrette Blount. He's a very big, heavy, strong back. We already know with the pick from Trey Sermon, they do have a vision for a power back in their offense. They want to play physical ball. Jacques Patrick was an XFL star. He was a very highly touted recruit coming out of high school. Okay, and so he's been signed. These other guys, Duke Johnson, Lamar Miller, TJ Yeldon, have not been signed yet. They're being looked at, but they haven't been signed. So here we got Jacques Patrick as a Capricorn as well, is the most natural transition to move for a Sagittarius to move towards. Okay, it's the sign right after it. So it makes a lot of sense that he would want to move into a Jacques Patrick if he ends up getting more work. If Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell are out, so be it. But also, Jacques is probably going to get some goal line usage, okay, especially if Trey Sermon's out. So that's pretty much the gist of it, guys. I'm just trying to keep this really simple for you. A few patterns are emerging here. If we had to choose between these three backs, Duke Johnson, Lamar Miller, and TJ Yeldon, I'm picking Duke Johnson, guys. I'm picking him because his prototype it needs to be fulfilled, right? If they already have Jacques Patrick, they've already signed him. They need to get a Duke Johnson in there to have that pass-catching back. So it makes most sense, I think, for Duke Johnson to get in there, bring a little speed with a little power, and you get the best of both worlds there. Okay, guys, that's what I got for you. Jacques Patrick is still available on the waiver wire on ESPN League. So get in there if you got an extra roster spot. It might pay dividends in the end, guys. Better safe than sorry, all right? Cheers.